sports fans and NFL football fans. Welcome to Browns NFL postgame show. I'm Scott Trella. Well, the Browns had their first preseason game of the preseason this evening against the New York Giants, and the Browns took the win in the first preseason game. They beat the New York Giants 20-10 at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, which is the Meadowlands. The Browns look really good from the get-go. From the start, Tyrod Taylor threw one touchdown, and that put the Browns. Giants struck first and scored first 3-0. We feel good, but the Tyrod Taylor threw a pass to Antonio Galloway, and that put us up 7-3 in the first quarter. And then in the second, Baker Mayfield came on and was presented with his first touchdown pass and to Darzel Ward, and that put the Browns up 13-3, and that was the score at the half. And Baker Mayfield Tyrod Taylor did a great job, and Baker Mayfield did a superb job. He was 11 of 20 yards in the game, and he had two touchdowns. Antonio Callaway scored an 87 TD at the end of the third quarter, and that was courtesy of Baker Mayfield. Tyrod Taylor was 5 for 5 yards. He had one TD and 5 for 5, 91 yards, and had one TD. And Tyrod Taylor also had there was a 28-yard touchdown scored by from Tyrod Taylor to Joe Batonio as well. He scored one. That put the Browns up 7. And the running backs struggled tonight, and penalties were an issue. And these are things the Browns really need to work on. Darzel Ward had, and in the fourth, the Giants scored one more time, and that put the Browns up 13-10. But then Baker Mayfield threw another pass, a beautiful 87-yard TD to Darzel Ward, and that put us up 20-10. And then Darzel Ward had 3 tackles and 1 penalty, and it was a Churton penalty, and he knew what it was. It was early on, but he was able to stay in the game, and he did really well. As I said, Tyrod Taylor 5 for 5, 91 yards and 1 touchdown, and the second quarter, and I said that earlier, and David, actually he threw a pass to David Njoku, put the Browns up 20-10. Excuse me, I made that mistake. Excuse me. In the third quarter, not second quarter. Brogan Roback came in the fourth and was 2 for 4 with 22 yards, and he finished up the game for the Browns tonight. And I thought they really looked good tonight in this first preseason game. And other NFL teams I know had their first preseason games tonight. But I'm focusing on the Browns right now, but I know other preseason games, some teams look good, some teams didn't. But with the Browns, they look really good tonight. But there are really things that the Browns need to work on, and Darzel Ward knows what he has to work on. But the Browns need to now have so many penalties, and they need to the running backs really need to get their game together. They need to really gel and not struggle so much. They've got to put pressure on the quarterback. And really, I really feel that Hugh Jackson is going to be talking with them at practice tomorrow when they go back, or tomorrow or on Saturday when they go back to work in Berea. And the Browns will take on the Buffalo Bills in their second preseason game, and their first preseason game at home next Friday at First Energy Stadium. And kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. on NFL Network, and also on WEWS TV5 and on the radio home of the Browns, 92.3 The Fan, WKRK. And we'll see what they do, what Tyrod Taylor does and the rest of the Browns do against Tyrod Taylor's former teammates. And I really feel, and I'm going to say this before, I feel the Browns really look good tonight. And Hugh Jackson had said in his press conference, he knew what the Browns were having to do. He knew what he was looking for. And they were testing these guys tonight. They were evaluating their performances. and he knows what he expects out of his guys when they return to practice. As I said, in Berea, either tomorrow or on Saturday. Now, I feel this preseason is going to say it off who makes the 53-man roster and who gets cut. And because they're testing these guys and they're only being given a certain amount of minutes to play. And they really look good tonight, and especially Antonio Callaway. And he had gotten in trouble, had a run-in with the law last weekend. He was driving home from, I think, a party at 3 a.m., and he got stopped by the police, and there was a thing of marijuana in his car, but he told the Browns the situation that it was his friend's car, and somebody must have left a small thing of marijuana, and they believed him on that thing, and they allowed him to play in the game tonight, and they took his word for it. And we know the NFL is going to get involved with this, but we'll have to wait and see what happens when the NFL does. And I'll have information when it does. And Josh Gordon is still going through his drug addiction recovery in rehab right now, and hopefully we'll get Josh Gordon back eventually sometime during the regular season. So keep this in mind. The Browns look really good tonight, but the running backs struggled. The offense looked good, and the defense looked pretty good. And I feel that the Browns really there are some areas that they got to stay in the pocket, and there were some passes that were dropped and it should not have been, and that were deflected or dropped, and they've got to not have so many incomplete passes. And I really feel that I got to tell you, it just really they really have some things they need to work on, and Hugh Jackson's going to address that to the team at practice as he did in his press conference. He will address that in practice on Friday or Saturday when they return to work in Berea. So we will see what the Browns will do in their next preseason game next Friday. And I will have another pregame show before that game and a postgame show immediately following the game, as I did today. So Bernie Kosar mentioned something that he had missed a block when he had his first preseason game, so he knows what these teammates are going through, what these teams are going through. But this is a whole new roster, a whole new look for him. But the Browns did look good. I still feel they're up and coming. And I'd like to see them go 6-10 in the regular season. But we'll see what happens. And with the playoffs, I'll believe it when I see it, because we have not done that since 2002. But Jarvis Landry looked pretty good tonight. He had some pretty good plays tonight. And Myles Garrett had some really good plays tonight in the game. And they had some really good carries as well. And I feel that if they can really, they need to work on some stuff, and they can do that. They can they can make their corrections and look at their mistakes, make that and work on it and correct them. They could do well against the Bills next Friday at home. And I really think that these preseason dress rehearsal games are really going to say it all. Because I feel when the regular season begins on Sunday, September 9th against Pittsburgh, the Browns need to win the opening day game in Pittsburgh and the home opener. And because we need to end our skid of opening day losses. And I feel because if we can do that, that'll set the tone for the season. And we might be able to win more games. But we'll have to wait and see if that will happen on Sunday, September 9th. But getting back to tonight's game, they really look good. And Baker Mayfield just really did a superb job tonight. But I feel they still need to develop him. And he showed that he could play. He showed that he could be a starter. But I feel he still needs to learn from Tyrod Taylor and the rest of the quarterbacks and head coach Hugh Jackson and the quarterback coach. So he may not get a start in the early part of the regular season, but maybe later. Maybe late in the season. We'll have to wait and see. But I think he will during the regular season. And I really think that he has shown that he is a quarterback that can win games for you. They can really score points for you and win games, as well as Tyrod Taylor, who can score points and win games for you as well. And I do feel that even Austin Corbett looked really good this evening as well. And I gotta think of his name. I can't think of it right now. But I also know, and I also feel this is a brand new David Njoku looked really good because he caught that pass from Baker Mayfield, excuse me, and it was just a great game all around, and they look really good. And I just feel if we can really play more games like this, that like we played tonight, I think we could do well in this preseason, and it needs to carry over into the regular season. I mean, that's just how I feel, because I feel we need to put the preseason behind us when it's done, but have it carry over into the regular season. And we're almost out of time, so I want to just, with this pregame show, I mean, the Browns are really looking good right now, and Hugh Jackson said they've got to gel. They've got to find chemistry, and the running backs need to do that, to find chemistry and move the ball around. And the passes look great. There was some that were deflected, but they look great. So I really want to say that, and I really felt, and that's why the Browns really got the win tonight, because they really played one heck of a fabulous game tonight. It was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal game tonight. So let's see what the Browns will do next Friday in their second preseason game, their first preseason game at home against the Buffalo Bills at 7:30, which is when kickoff is on NFL Network and WEWS TV5 and 92.3 The Fan WKRK. So let's see what they'll do then, and we hope we can go 2-0 in the preseason. We're 1-0 right now, so we'll see what they can do in the next preseason game, which I feel they're going to really come out and do a lot more. I think they're really going to do well in the next preseason game. So keep that in mind, and I really feel just really keep supporting the Browns. They are up and coming, and we'll have to see if they are for real and up and coming when the regular season begins. Because these preseason games, they don't mean anything right now. And I know I predicted the Browns will win by 5 and it was 20-10, but these games don't mean anything. I'm not upset that my prediction was wrong. So I'm just glad that we won tonight, though. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this special pregame Browns NFL pregame show edition of Scott Sports 101. Always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.